All right. Welcome to Fulk It. We are sitting here about to do an AI mini rant. It's the afternoon. I'm getting this bright Florida sunshine, but I wanted to talk to you for a little bit because I've been reading the past week or so in a number of places, some great stuff and some opinions and thoughts on being a contrarian, specifically to AI. Like we're talking about generative AI again, leaving all the other stuff out. But it's something that I've been thinking about a lot because as I'm interviewing for jobs and, different places, different companies, everybody has an AI pitch now. Like you cannot escape this AI pitch. So for me, I'm in this camp where I am contrarian. Like the consensus amongst at least the corporate people that you talk to. I don't know about the engineers. Some of the engineers are on board, some of them aren't, but out of the leadership and HR communities, it's all AI still. We see acquisitions happening in some cases in some companies. Smaller AI, startups are getting bought, merged, and I am clearly not on board with the idea that this is going to last. It's not going to last for a number of reasons. The economics don't pencil out. Ed Zitron has done a tremendous job talking about that. There are a number of technical issues that are unsolvable. Hallucinations are unsolvable. It's been extraordinarily overpromised again. This is not even the first time the AI world has overpromised. So we've seen AI winters come and go. Um, so we're right back there. We're still building on neural nets. The transformer technologies kind of came out in 17. It's 8, 9 years old at this point. And people want agents. I see all this stuff about agents. I don't see agents anywhere. I see people building, like structures to help you build agents faster. But why aren't the agents everywhere? Couldn't you vibe code that other stuff? So none of it makes any sense. Technology wise, doesn't pass mustard. Energy resource wise, never going to build enough nuclear reactors to keep people happy. Clean water, we don't have enough clean water to give to people. I guess we're planning to just give it to AI, GPUs. AI isn't even AI. It's not Skynet. It's not anything important. You're just going to feed GPUs in data centers, which barely employ anybody. So our employment numbers aren't helped. This is all just a fantasy. It's an absolute fantasy land right now. But I believe enough people know this, and we're just waiting on the rug pull. Like we're going to see the bubble pop, and it's going to pop on purpose, I bet, because the big money players, like the Warren Buffetts of the world, they're going to pull out. They're going to get advance warning, advance notice. There's going to be a planned pullout, and when that happens, free fall. So I don't know how it's going to turn out in the end. I don't know who's going to get bailed out. Somebody's going to get bailed out. This is too big. There's going to be bailouts everywhere you look. And it's to me all so much like .com and our housing bubble collapse that the only thing learned is the outcome is unpredictable. All right, like it's gonna pop. You know that for sure. Who cleans up what and who makes deals with who and who gets saved and who goes under. Some firms went under after the housing bubble and we forgot about them. And some did great. Goldman Sachs managed to come out of it looking great. JP Morgan looking great. So some firms did great in this housing bubble, and they just got handed a blank check. And Federal Reserve dropped interest rates, 15 years, zero interest rate practically, kept housing prices inflated, kept banks afloat, purchased the treasury, own treasuries to keep things going. Every kind of bailout imaginable came to save the economy. So this is bigger in my guess. And what's going to happen to bail out these tech companies? I don't know. But that's what they're counting on for sure. Right now, tech companies are counting on being bailed out. So that brings me to this contrarian piece, right? Because I didn't even bring up the education, but we're letting our kids just run rampant with text generators that teachers can't figure out if the text is theirs or not. They have some guesses, like you see the school bus in the background. That's middle school. The middle school teachers right now are probably thinking, what do I even do? What do I even do? High school, what do I do? Like, do I use it to help me create an assignment? But, and the assignment's wrong. Do the students use it to turn in the answers? And the answers are wrong. But maybe the teachers are using it to check the answers, and the checks of the wrong answers are wrong too. The whole thing is like, why go to school? Like, why don't we just put them to work in the coal mines? Seriously, let's bring back child labor camps, because this is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And this isn't actually a contrarian position. And this is why I want to have this talk, because inside of your organization, the people who have done well have just pushed AI. They just pushed it. They've been so happy all the time. Every time the AI came up, they're bubbly. They're overjoyed. They're smiling. They're laughing. They're AI this and they're AI that. And you got to see how AI solved this problem. And nobody even thought AI could solve this problem, but it solved it. And here, let me show you a one-off example. And I'll prove it to you with a one-off example that it took me weeks to figure out. Hey, let's just bubble over every weekly update call. We'll just hit every single one of them with happy. It's amazing. AI is amazing. Trying to get ahead of the game. This is not what you need in your organization right now. Let me say that again. That's great on LinkedIn. I mean, put that person on LinkedIn and let them just type up some posts. Outward appearance can be all smiley and happy and bubbly facey. Inside of your organization, you need real deal conversations. You need planning. To have planning, you need a contrarian. You need someone who spits it out just like I spit it out. You need someone in your ear that's saying, man, I think this dude's lost his mind. It's telling you how good AI is. It's garbage. That's what you need in your ear. If you're a decision maker, in your ear. This thing's just a statistical model. There's no intelligence here. I believe we've been conned. We need to plan out what happens when the bubble pops. We need to have a strategy so that if we've overinvested, we start pulling back. We want to do risk mitigation strategies. And you can't do risk mitigation strategies if everybody in your organization is just happy, just loving it, can't have a real conversation. So bring in the developers, bring in the engineers, bring in the ML and AI people who aren't like gaga over Gen AI. Dump the gagas, dump them, flush them down the toilet, stick them in a corner. It is now the time of the bubble collapse. It's coming. We don't know when. It is time within your organization to figure this out. Hear out the contrarian. Take the contrarian seriously. You need, at the very minimum, to be thinking, what happens to the whole world? So what happens to the whole world when the stock market collapses and NVIDIA can't prop up OpenAI, which in turn props up Microsoft, which then in turn props up OpenAI, and this circular thing they've got going? You need to be thinking, is there anybody out there who's taken the different point of view the whole time? Is there anybody out there who's kind of seen reality for what it was and can lay out a path that makes sense for our organization? Because, yeah, sure, there's some things maybe that are going to do well in your organization. Do you need to invest in them right now? Maybe you might need to tell investors you're working on it right now. Do you really need to make it work? I don't know. Maybe it's not going to work anyway, more than likely. Like, there's a 90% failure rate on most of these internal projects we've heard. So use that money and that time. Call in your contrarians. Develop alternative strategies. Risk mitigate. Spread your portfolio. Plan out long term. Understand the core of your business is not these AI tools. Understand we've seen there's not a great chance they're going to help you that much. There just isn't. So take my word for it. And when your kids are in school, If they're in middle school and high school, talk to them because right now the contrarians are right. Your kids are not learning stuff because they're using these tools, and they're going to need to know it because, like I said, this is a bubble and these tools don't work. We're not going to have a gajillion AI agents running around because AI agents are just LLMs that spit out next token predictions. They put out an output string based on input training data. Input training data people have to develop. If you take away people through the development of your students, you will have nothing to train an LLM on. Doesn't make any sense. So as the school bus passes, I want to reach out to everybody and say, trust the contrarians right now. We are trying to help you. We're speaking up. We're putting our voice out there. It's hard to be a contrarian. It's hard to go against the flow. It's easy to be that smiley, happy person. And I love AI. Oh, I love it. Can't wait till Skynet comes around. Oh, we love AI. I've been a science fiction fan. Trust the contrarian. It's not easy to do. We're telling you this for a reason. It's tough love. We are giving you contrarian tough love. Fulk it.